Welcome to the digital age, where social media isn't just for sharing funny memes or vacation photos, it's now a powerful player in politics. Did you know that 70% of Americans get their news from social media? That's a staggering number. With millions of posts and tweets flying around every day, social media shapes how we think about politics, sometimes in surprising and troubling ways. Here's another eye-opener. During the 2016 US election, over 38 million tweets were sent out about political topics. These tweets not only spread ideas but also misinformation. In fact, a study found that false information spreads 6 times faster than the truth on Twitter. This isn't just harmless chatter, it influences votes, opinions, and even national debates. In this video, we'll explore how social media is changing politics, and not for the better. We'll uncover the echo chambers that trap us, the speed of viral lies, the rise of influencers over traditional politicians, and much more. Get ready for a deep dive into how these platforms shape our political landscape and the potential dangers that come with it. Let's dive in. Chapter 1: The Echo Chamber Effect. Trapped in our own beliefs, social media was supposed to connect us. Instead, it often locks us into tight-knit bubbles of like-minded people. This is called the echo chamber effect, where algorithms show us content we agree with, while hiding opposing views. One study from MIT found that false political news spread 6 times faster than the truth on Twitter. Why? Because emotionally charged stories, whether true or not, get more engagement, and more engagement means more views. But the problem runs deeper than just fake news. When people only see posts that confirm their existing beliefs, it reinforces their views and makes them more resistant to other perspectives. A 2016 study by Pew Research found that nearly 60% of Americans feel that social media creates an environment where political conversations are more divisive. Instead of bringing us together, social media is helping to drive us further apart. The scariest part is, many of us don't even realize we're in an echo chamber. Our feeds feel like the whole world agrees with us because that's all we see. Psychologist David McCraney calls this the illusion of consensus, where people believe their viewpoints are widely accepted, deepening political divides. Chapter 2: Viral Lies. The speed of misinformation. If you think lies spread fast in real life, they move even faster online. The problem with social media is that the speed at which information spreads makes fact-checking almost impossible. Researchers at Stanford University found that during the 2016 US election, Russian trolls and bots posted 50,000 tweets about the election in just 10 days. Misinformation is like wildfire, and by the time the facts come out, the damage is already done. It's not just foreign interference, though. Politicians and influencers alike use social media to their advantage by bending the truth. Consider the 2020 US presidential election, where baseless claims about voter fraud dominated social platforms, despite repeated evidence to the contrary. A study from the NYU Stern Center for Business and Human Rights found that Facebook engagement on misinformation skyrocketed 57% from 2016 to 2020. What's worse is that misinformation is designed to go viral. Sensational headlines, dramatic photos, and emotional videos are crafted to spark outrage. This triggers a dopamine hit in the brain, making users more likely to share and engage. According to the book Network Propaganda by Yochai Benkler, fake news is engineered for maximum spreadability, targeting our emotions, not our intellect. Chapter 3: Influencers versus Politicians. The new power struggle. Once upon a time, politicians were the primary voices in political discourse. Today, influencers are increasingly stepping into that role. Whether they're lifestyle bloggers or YouTube stars, influencers now wield political power in ways we've never seen before. In fact, a 2021 survey from Edelman found that 61% of people trust influencers over traditional politicians to give them truthful information. This shift has led to the blending of politics and entertainment. Influencers don't just post about fashion or fitness anymore, they talk about elections, climate change, and social justice. Take, for instance, TikTok star Charli D'Amelio, who encouraged her 150 million followers to vote during the 2020 US election. Her impact wasn't limited to voter turnout, her endorsement of policies and candidates swayed opinions among her young audience. What makes influencers so effective in politics is their authenticity, or at least the appearance of it. People feel like they know influencers personally, so they trust their political opinions more than those of traditional political figures. According to The Influential Mind by neuroscientist Tali Sharrow, people are more likely to be influenced by those they feel emotionally connected to. In many ways, influencers have become the new political commentators, leveraging their huge followings to shift public opinion. Interestingly, this dynamic is altering how political campaigns operate. Rather than relying solely on TV ads or debates, politicians are now partnering with influencers to reach voters. It's a strategy that blends personal branding with political messaging, turning elections into popularity contests. If you find this information eye-opening, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our upcoming chapters. Chapter 4: Cancel Culture and Politics. Weaponizing the outrage machine. Cancel culture isn't just for celebrities and brands anymore. It's become a political weapon. Social media allows people to rally large groups to cancel public figures or politicians for statements or actions deemed offensive. While cancel culture can hold people accountable, it can also turn into an online mob that shuts down conversation. This is especially true in politics, where complex issues are reduced to black and white thinking. A 2020 survey by Pew Research found that 44% of Americans have heard of or engaged in cancel culture. In politics, it's being used not just by the public, but by politicians themselves to discredit opponents. Rather than debating policies, they dig up old tweets or controversial statements to silence each other. The pressure to stay on the right side of an issue stifles nuanced discussion, as politicians fear being cancelled. Cancel culture creates a fear-driven environment where politicians focus on saying what's popular rather than what's true. In So You've Been Publicly Shamed by Jon Ronson, the author explains how online shaming has become a form of public execution, stating, "The snowflake never needs to feel responsible for the avalanche." In politics, the avalanche can silence even well-intentioned ideas before they get a fair hearing. Chapter 5: Digital Propaganda, Microtargeting and the Manipulation of Voters. Remember the days when political ads were just on TV? Now, political campaigns have taken it up a notch with digital propaganda. Through microtargeting, campaigns use social media to show personalized ads to specific groups of voters, based on their online behavior. This strategy allows campaigns to reach voters with tailored messages that play on their emotions and biases. It's powerful, and often manipulative. Microtargeting isn't just about reaching the right voters, it's about knowing exactly how to manipulate them. In 2016, the Trump campaign used data from Cambridge Analytica to microtarget voters with specific ads designed to sway their opinions. A report by The Guardian revealed that they created 5.9 million versions of political ads based on voters' social media activity. These ads weren't just random, they were designed to tap into voters' fears and frustrations. This strategy, while effective, raises ethical concerns. Should political campaigns be allowed to manipulate voters' emotions like this? Psychologist Shoshana Zuboff, in her book The Age of Surveillance Capitalism, warns of the dangers of this kind of data exploitation. She writes, "This is a new kind of power. It's surveillance-based, data-driven, and manipulative. The scary part is, most voters don't even realize they're being targeted this way." If this video opened your eyes to the impact of social media on politics, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more insightful content.